Sanbonani, good morning. It's morning here in South Africa. Today I just want to carry on and deal with the subjects of Christian narcissistic leadership. People who are narcissistic in church and people who are so much abusive in church. And as I said, to put on a disclaimer, as I've said before, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a social worker, I'm not in any way in a counseling sphere. But as a pastor, and from my experiences actually, I just want to say I do understand the subject. I'm still learning about it. I'm still confronting the subject as we speak. I read about it almost every day at the moment. Maybe I'll get bored by at the end of this year, but I enjoy it. So what I want to say to those people who are just coming out from abusive churches, abusive relationships, abusive church leaders, so to speak. I know some of you lost everything. You know, it's so sad that some have lost their houses, they lost their spouse, they've lost everything, their businesses, they've lost everything. I just want to say to you guys that I'm praying for you, and I understand your pain. I just want to pray that God will give you strength to start your life from the beginning, and to give you strength to deal with this kind of leaders from church. Just pray, just be strong. Be courageous, and God be with you. So today I want to tackle the subject about confronting a narcissistic leader or confronting a narcissistic person. It doesn't matter how you face it, because we've got these people now in church. So at some point there will be the point where you think, let me confront this guy or let me confront this lady because of the way you feel. Honestly, I would say just move away and get out of there. But if you want to feel better yourself, can I just give you a few tips? Actually, I'll just give you 6. The 7th tip, I wouldn't advise it, but I'll just say to you as well. So most of the psychologists and counselors, they agree to, in more or less in a degree, to these points. Number 1, they say, educate yourself about this disorder. Educate yourself about this disorder. You know, let me just say this before I carry on, that living with a person or having a person in your life who is very narcissistic can be very frustrating and emotional challenging. So I understand that part. It could be very, very frustrating and emotional challenging. So I would say that if you feel that you are frustrated, you want to confront a narcissistic person, just do it. Number 1, educate yourself with this kind of people. Even if you're not sure, just educate yourself about this kind of people. Number 2, they are emotional challenging. Rest assured that once you start to get into it and try to talk to narcissistic leadership, especially those that are hiding in the name of God or in the name of Jesus, or in the name of the church, you know what I mean? So just be careful, because at the end of the day, remember I've said before that they think you are a problem. They don't see anything wrong with them. Nothing. They don't see anything wrong with them. So I would advise that, firstly, just educate yourself with this kind of disorder. Read it. If it's tough to understand, ask psychologists, ask somebody that is still studying psychology. They will help you navigate this subject. It's not an easy one, but they will help you to navigate it. So educate yourself with them, and then you can make then a decision to say, can I just go and speak with this person, or can I just leave it? So number 2, I don't know how to stress this point much. Create boundaries. Create clear boundaries. Make sure if for example, if you're coming out from church, if the church starts at 9 and finishes it at 10, well, that's English side of churches here in South Africa. But in our Zulu traditional churches, we start from 9 sometimes until 1 o'clock. Sometimes they even finish at 2, 3 o'clock. So, but what I want to say is that out of church is out of church. Create the boundary that say, if I'm out of church, I'm with my family. That's my family time. Make that clear from your leader, so that they cannot even bother or trouble you when you are sitting with your family, or when you are trying to take your family out, or when you are trying to do your own work and your own business. And again, separate your work and church. make clear boundaries. Separate work and church. Separate your money and church. Separate everything. Make sure that your boundaries are very clear, because if you don't do that, you'll end up in a mess. You'll end up in a mess. So create clear boundaries. So number 3, which was not easy for me to do, because I grew up in a family where we were asked to be polite, respect leaders. So number 3 is speak up for yourself. So as I said, for me this point was very difficult, because my mom passed away when I was young, so I don't know her much, but the little things that I remember from her is that she would say respect the leaders and respect the adults and respect human beings, respect any other people. So with that in mind, you can just, these narcissistic people, they can get away with a lot in our Zulu culture, especially in our Christian black churches. They can get away with a lot because we respect, we respect people. We can see a mistake from a leader, we can see, and then we can say, who are we to tackle this problem? Let's just let it slide. Let's let it go. And then they get away with it, So it took me time to speak up for myself. But speaking up for myself, I've learned that I needed to be clear when I'm speaking with a narcissistic person of what I want. I need to be very, very, very clear. Not rude, not bad, but very, very clear. So now I think sometimes I can be rude because I've learned to speak up for myself anyway, anytime. Because, with the experiences I've learned that if you keep quiet or if you let it slide, you end up being the one who's being in a mess. So I can now speak up for myself and stand up for myself very, very strongly. So I can say, if you want to confront a narcissistic person, just bear that in mind, that you need to be strong in speaking up for yourself. In doing that, we're going straight to number 4. Point number 4, watch your wording. Watch what you say. Watch what you say. Because these people, remember, they come in the pulpit, they act as if they're powerful people, and then they end up hurting ourselves at the end. It's just because that they lack self-confidence. They lack a lot of self-confidence. They are like... just think about a 6-year-old or 5-year or 6-year-old kid. They're just like that, If you say some things, things can go bad. So just watch what you say. Try and be positive if you can. If you're like me, I cannot be positive to somebody who's been abusing me for a while. But I always try and speak what I needed to speak in a very... Just choose my words carefully. Choose my words. I don't get into confrontation when I'm still angry. So choose your words carefully so that they won't come back to you, because narcissistic people, they can turn it away and bring them back to you. But just be careful. Just be careful of what you say. Number 5, I cannot stress this point enough. Stay calm. Stay calm. Just stay calm as much as you can. The last time I was going to speak with a narcissistic person, I prepared myself for 3 days. 3 days. 3 days actually, to go and speak with the person, because I knew that going to that meeting, I was going to come up being hurt or being told that how bad am I, how weak am I, how bad of a leader am I, and things are not going to be going to work well for me well. So I went into that meeting knowing that that's what's going to happen. So this was the point that I just thought I need to practice this point to stay calm. That's point number 5. Stay calm. If you want to just stay calm as much as you can. Just if you're emotionally strong, try to ignore some other things that they will say. I'll come back to that just now, just a bit later now, before I finish this recording. So number 6, create your support system if you don't have one. So if you have a supporting system, you're blessed. I'm blessed because I've got a family that understands. My wife and my kid. And I've got a church leaders, my church team, the church leadership that I've got, my friend, we are like family, not even friends, we're like family. So that's a good support system for me, because whatever I went through when I was, dealing with an abusive leader, a Christian, by the way, Christian abusive leader. So I had a very strong support system. So, well, if you don't have it, create it before you can confront a narcissistic leader, especially in church. Remember that I said last time in the last DVD, I said that sometimes our Christian folk are very gullible. So they will support their leader even if they see that the leader is wrong. So if you want to confront the leader, the Christian leader, make sure that your support system is very strong. But rest assured that some Christian fellow brothers will really be against you, will fight you. They will tell you how devilish you are, how unchristian and unkind you are, so how bad you are to try and approach and confront their leader. In the meantime, you're the one who's suffering. You know, they kind of overlook that and just try and support their leader. So make sure that you've got a very good creative support system. Good support system. I beg your pardon. Have a good support system, and it's not easy. It's not an easy thing. Even if you come back to your support system after you confronted a narcissistic person, it's not going to be easy because it will take you time to get out of it. Somebody said to me, "No, it will take you even a year or years to detox those people out of your system. It takes time." The point number 7, which I wouldn't advise you to do, but if you can, try and do it, especially for your sake. Don't do it for a narcissistic person. Don't do it for a narcissistic person. Do it for yourself. You can bring in a counselor into your meeting if you want to confront a narcissistic leader. Remember again that Christian leaders, they've got this. I don't know how to call it. If you go to talk to them, they've already like in a very powerful position than you are. So they've already in that powerful position than you are. So if you want to confront them, so maybe in that way, especially if you're not in leadership in church, maybe bring somebody else, bring a counselor who will be listening for you and help you to navigate the issues that you want to raise with a narcissistic leader. But as I said, they just think they're so powerful. Even the words they say, they choose the words in such a way that they can damage you. They can really damage you. And using the Bible, which is so sad. They're even using the Bible and the scriptures. I remember one time some of the Christian leaders was trying not to want to pay the staff, and to raise. It was the time that they needed to raise salaries. So they used the Bible to bash people with it. To say, don't be the lovers of money, don't be the lovers of money. You cannot do that. The Bible doesn't say that. In the meantime, they are chowing money on the side, So, and then if you want to confront that, so you need to know that they will just use the scriptures against you, and shame. If you don't know your scriptures well, you can get out of there feeling so sad. So now, if you're just a normal Christian confronting that kind of a problem, that kind of a leader, just bring somebody else. Even if it's not a counselor, just bring somebody else who will listen up with you and who can listen for you, because you will be so much emotional with what is happening or going around. So you just need somebody else to help you to listen. So that's my last point. That's point number 7. But I wouldn't go to point number 7 if you're sure that you can stand up for yourself. So just use these 6 points. Number 1, educate yourself with this disorder. It is a disease. These people are sick. So educate yourself about it and create boundaries, very, very clear boundaries. And don't play around with those. Don't play around with those. I remember that I had to tell my boss to say, Saturdays for me, don't call me, don't ask me anything about work. Saturday, Sunday, no. Sorry. Why? Because, man, that's my time. I'm working from Monday to Friday for you. Why do you want to talk to me on Saturday and Sunday? If I mess up something on the Monday is coming, let's deal with it at work. Work issues and work issues. It's not my home issue. So create a clear boundary. Make sure that your boundaries are clear. Number 3, speak up for yourself. I've said that. I struggle with that a lot, but I can now. Watch your words. watch your wording if you're confronting a narcissistic leader. And number 5, stay calm. Stay calm. Don't no matter what's happening, if you confront them, just stay calm and make sure that you follow your points. If they're trying to divert from the points you're trying to raise, come back to your points and raise them strongly, and stand with your points and stay calm. Don't shout, don't stand up, don't push your chairs around, don't kick the table, just stay calm. And number 6, create a support system if you don't have one. If you have one, believe in your support system. People love you, remember that. People love you, family love you, some church folk love you. So create that support system. Make sure that you've got people that you can go and pour your heart out after you confronted the narcissistic person. Number 7, you can just bring a counselor with you so that you've got somebody who's trained to deal with such kind of situation, especially confrontation. A person will listen better than you, and then help you at the end to see what you want to do, and to if you've achieved your goal. So let me tell you something before I finish the video. There are a few things that might happen after you've confronted the narcissistic person. These 2 points, there are many points that you can just research for yourself and think and learn it for yourself. But for me, there were 2. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you these things because I've experienced them. I'm not taking it from the air, number 1 that I've experienced, now we've confronted the narcissistic leader. You think they are good Christians, right? You think they're Bible Bible reading people, they love their word, right? Because they always preach on a pulpit, because they are always in prayer meetings and tell you what to do, what to pray and how to pray and all those kinds of things. They wore their nice suits and nice shoes, and they've got good cars and they've got nice families, good kids. Hey, man, 2 things that happened to me from this kind of people. Number 1, I was called names. I was insulted. That was number 1. They will use what we call name calling. They will call you all sorts of things. If you don't practice number 5 to stay calm, believe you me, if you are a fighter, that's a good point and a good start to fight. If you know how to fight for yourself, fist fighting, you'll end up fighting. So, which is why sometimes it's good to bring another person in a meeting so that you can avoid those kind of issues. But name calling, man, insults, man. I'm telling you, you can even call things that you're not. You can even end up believing that actually maybe that's what I am. Because why am I even confronting this person? You'll be the one who's going to go out of the door feeling like you've been talking to the devil. If you're lucky to notice that. Some people go out and think they are the devils themselves, because why they confronted the man of God, the woman of God. Why did they do that? Why am I not praying enough? So some will end up starting a fast the following day to try and repent and come back to God, because you'll be feeling like you're a big sinner by doing that. Remember, they are lying. They are lying. Just don't take that. Don't take that. That's why you need to stay calm and prepare. Get in that meeting prepared, so that you can, whatever has been said, you can just go out of the window. If you are emotionally strong, it's easy to do it. But if you know that you are emotionally not ready, just don't do it. If you feel that you're not ready emotionally, don't do it. But anyway, even if you're not ready emotionally and you want to do it in a way that you've got a good support system. You can go back home, you can go back to other brothers and sisters and just pour your heart out and cry. And just so that they can just tell you that, no, actually you're not sick. Because when you're speaking with a narcissistic Christian leader, for example, and not even for example, if you speak with a narcissistic leader, a Christian leader, I'm telling you, they are so bad, they are so harsh. They are so harsh in such a way that they will destroy you. They will destroy you. That's their main point. They will destroy you. Number 2, they will do what happened to me. Another thing that might happen after that meeting, you'll get a silent treatment. What some people they call, you'll get a cold shoulder. From that, after that meeting, no more talking to you. If it's your partner, I feel sorry for you. You'll be sleeping in a couch. or you'll be sleeping in the same bed and somebody won't be talking to you. If it's your partner, they might even leave you and go and have somebody else in their lives. But with the Christian leaders, if you've been helping them, if you've been using your finances to help them, if you've been using your cars, if you've been letting to use your properties, your family resources, if you've been pouring it all out and then you are in this point, and then they give you a silent treatment, rest assured they will replace you with somebody else, because they were not expecting that you can stand up for yourself. So they will replace you and put somebody else, and then you'll be asking yourself, what on earth has happened? I thought we were Christians. I thought you are a Christian. Don't worry. You are a Christian, but you are dealing with a sick person, which I don't know if they even have ability to accept Jesus Christ. I'm sure they can, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So I wouldn't bother putting with Christian that much when you're dealing with these people. Just know that you are a Christian, not the other person. You are. Believe in yourself and believe what God has done for you. Because after that, they'll give you a silent treatment. I mean, if you are just a church person and then you've been together in church for many years and you've been supporting that minister, that pastor, that prophet, that bishop for years, they can just give you silent treatment like nothing has changed. And they can replace you with another person. You'll see them now walking around with another person using some, like showing you that you are nothing. Actually, that's what they think. They think you're really nothing. So you expect those two things to happen, but there are many things that can happen. What I've seen with me, the other point that I didn't write it down, is that they just bring their new people in their circles, new people that they will influence and manipulate better than you are, because now you cannot be manipulated. You know who they are, you know how they roll, so they'll just push you aside and bring another person. They in other words, they replace you because they want to carry on sucking and feeding off of these people, because they want to be in that powerful position that is not even realistic. They want to show to people that, look at me, how powerful am I? Look, I'm a powerful prophet of God. I'm a powerful man of God. I'm a powerful leader in an NPO, NGO. I'm a powerful person. You can't touch me. So they'll replace you with somebody else, and these people, because they're naive, they just arrive there, they see the Bible on top of their tables and their offices. They think, oh, we're all Christians here, and yet they're being misused and manipulated. So it's a sad part. Just accept it. So that is why most of the psychologists and counselors will tell you, psychiatrists as well, they will tell you that just get away from there. Just leave the church if you can. And after that, make sure there is no contact with that person. Make sure. If you're in a point where you cannot do no contact, try and respond to what is important to you, only that. And create clear boundaries, as I've said about just that, and stand that until you find a way to do 100% no contact. 100% no contact. And forget about it. It will take time to just forget about it. It's not easy, as I'm saying, but forget about that person and about that church. Forget it. Just leave it. There are many churches, man. Just go to a church where you'll be respected, loved, and hugged, and prayed for very well and very nicely, where it will be for a change about you, not about the leader. It will change and being about Christians, being about brothers and sisters, brotherly wood in church, where you feel like you can share your heart. You can share your heart and people are listening to you, and you can have a prayer meeting where when you pray, there's no one-man show. Everybody can share, everybody can pray for each other. When you go out of that meeting, you just think, I've been with my family today. There are many churches like that as well. But unfortunately at the moment, as I said, the statistics at the beginning of this talk, it's bad. It is bad. It is very bad. So, guys, thank you for listening to me. God bless you. Bye for now.